Google Tag Manager is a very useful tool for setting up a Google Ads tracking, Google Analytics, Facebook Pixel, and any third-party JavaScript code snippets on web applications. In this video, I will show you the basic setup of Google Tag Manager and how to use it to install third-party JavaScript code on the web application. So, without wasting your time, let's get into it. So, you open your browser, go to tagmanager.google.com. As you can see on my screen, I already have 3 Tag Manager accounts set up on these accounts. If you haven't set up any Tag Manager account before, then this page is going to be empty. But don't worry, just click on the Create Account button. Then the form will open. This is the form. Then you give it a name. In this example, I'm going to give it test sample name. Choose your country. This box is asking you if you want to share data with Google anonymously. If you want to do that, go ahead and check the box. But if not, uncheck it or leave it that way. Here is where you will enter the website domain name. I'm going to be using a locally host website for this example. Under the target form options, I'm going to pick web because I'm creating this for a website. So pick web, then click create button. Terms of service agreements, click yes. Now, as you can see on the screen, this is the code you will have to add to your website in order to make Google Tag Manager activated for your website. So I'm going to copy the first code, then I'm going to open my website code. I will paste it here. As you can see, that's it. Then I will go back to the browser, then copy the second code. This code will be put right after the opening body tag. So go back to the code, paste it after the opening body tag. That's all. Go back to the browser. Now let's create our first tag to add a custom JavaScript code to the website. Click on tags at the left side of the page. This tags page is where you will add all the tags you want to add to your website. Create new, configuration. So now the option you will pick here will depend on the type of tags you want to create. We have many options here depending on what you want to create. Let's assume that you want to add a custom JavaScript code to your website. Pick the custom HTML option. I pick the option. So you will add your JavaScript code inside this input box. Let's say I want to alert something. So I want to use alert as an example. After writing the code, the next thing is to add a trigger. Any tag you created on the tag manager, before it can work, something must trigger it. So you need to add a trigger. In this example, I'm going to choose all pages trigger, which means every time a page loads on the website, the code should be executed. Rename the tag. I call it sample hello tag. Save. After creating the tag, the next thing is to click the submit button at the top right corner. By clicking the submit button, you are effectively publishing the new update you just made to the container to your website. Without clicking the submit button and publish the new update, it will not reflect on the website. The other thing I want you to know is that every time you publish on the container, there will be a new version created. This is for you to be able to revert back to a previous version if there is an error on the new update you made. So let's publish the new update. I'm going to click submit. So I will give it a version name, version 1.2.0. After writing your description of the version, click the publish button. Now the version has been created. So in the future, when you want to review the version, then you can quickly come to the version page and see what are the changes you made when you were creating the version. So go back to the workplace, go back to tags. Let's test what you just created on the web page. Let me reload the website and see what's happened. As you can see on the page, we get a low alert. Now let's go back to the Google Tag Manager. Click trigger. Let's say I want the tag, the HTML tag that we just created now, to only trigger when the form is submitted. Then I will say create new trigger configuration. Under this trigger configuration, you have different trigger type. So I'm going to click on form submission. I selected form submission as a trigger type. Let's save it. So give it a name, form submission. Now, anytime I want to create a tag that I want the tag to only trigger when a form is submitted, then I will choose this form submission trigger as a trigger for that tag. So let's go back to the tags page. This is the sample hello tag that I created before, and I will click on it to edit it. We'll come back to the trigger page. Now, delete this. As you can see under the triggers, you have form submission trigger. Then I will click it. Then save. Again, you will have to submit every changes you make on the Google Tag Manager account. Every time you made a changes to a container, you will have to submit it. This means I will have to make another submission. Here now, I will call it version 1.2.1. Here our details, the changes I made. Now save it, publish. Let's go back to the website and see what's happened. Let's reload. So as you can see, after I reload, nothing happened. Why? Because I have changed the trigger for the code. We changed it from all page trigger to form submission trigger, which now means it will only work when a form is submitted. Now let's check it if it will work. Let me just give it any name, an email. Let me give it any password. Let me create. So as you can see, the trigger works. The form submission trigger works. So that is how you set up Google Tag Manager for your website, and I hope you find this video helpful. If you find this video helpful, please make it known on the comment section. Also like the video so the algorithm can expose it to more people that need this information. My next video is how to configure your Google Analytics in Google Tag Manager and set up custom events for your website. If you want to learn more information about Google Tag Manager and Google Analytics, subscribe to my channel so you can get notified every time I drop a new video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.